For our double review today, we have two very different takes on 2D platforming with Quadroids and Avoid Hope. Quadroids tells the tale of an evil AI that's trying to take over the galaxy, and they're going to do it one uninhabitable planet at a time. And to help them, they have enlisted the Quadroids. Cute robots who may not be the smartest or strongest out there, but they make up for it for just determination and their many numbers. This is a puzzle platformer where our twist is that instead of controlling 1, 2, 3, or even 4 Quadroids, you are controlling as many that fit onto different screens. How this works is that your screen is split into 4 quadrants, which are controlled by the shoulder buttons or buttons on the keyboard if you go for a keyboard style. Quadroids will move automatically, and they'll keep going in a direction until they hit a wall, and then they will turn around. You can have them wall jump as well. Pressing the respective button of that screen will make all Quadroids on it jump. And this will be used to a lot of puzzling effect as the game goes on. Your mission is to get as many or the Quadroids to their kind of goalposts. Each goalpost will be locked to 1 Quadroid. There are bonus collectibles you can pick up, which you need to activate on one screen and then pick up all the other ones before time runs out. While you are graded on how long it takes you, how many actions you make, and so on, this is not going to be a game that's going to be locking too many things from you in that respect. The only things that are kind of locked behind progression are bonus challenges that can introduce all manner of even more wild and crazy solutions. Now, the platforming here in terms of difficulty can be a little deceptive. It's not about being overly difficult, but about the fact that you are controlling or splitting your focus 4 ways on each puzzle. And that can be a little bit tricky, especially when you're trying to manage one thing while another thing is happening, especially with the likes of hazards that can poison or mess with things as well. All in all, this is a very delightful game, and it does a lot in terms of variety of puzzles, and again, giving you different solutions with these various Quadroids. So if you do enjoy your puzzle platforming and are really great at multitasking, then this is certainly a game worth picking up. And now we turn to Avoid Hope. This is the latest game from Elden Pixels, who made Alwa's Awakening and Alwa's Legacy, and they're doing something a little bit different this time. With kind of a narrative puzzle platformer. We play as a couple in a ruined city where a mysterious virus is causing people to lose their memories and then eventually their sense of self. In order to figure out what is real, where the cure is, and what is going on, they must brave the city and try to make sense out of all of it. This one is aimed first off as kind of like an homage to like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the kind of horror where you never know who's going to come and get you style. Now, if you are a fan of Alwa and the kind of more like technical based platforming, you're not going to find that here. This is more on the adventure / puzzle side. Each level will have you moving throughout the environment trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. You'll unlock and get access to various items that will enable you to solve additional puzzles or return to earlier levels and go in alternate routes. This is a major point of Avoid Hope's progression, as in order to beat the game, you must find all the major secrets, and the game will spell out to you which levels have what secrets for you to uncover. The kind of unique aspect in terms of the enemy design is that enemies in this game are random, and what that means is in each level you'll be surrounded by citizens who unfortunately have lost their minds, and you'll never know which one of them will kind of turn into a monster at any given time. As the game goes on, there will be additional kind of monster types introduced, but they can all be stunned, at least for a moment, using your flare gun. It's a interesting twist on kind of like the survival horror side, but in a game like this, it's definitely more about them being presented as obstacles rather than just scaring the player. With the platforming logic itself, there are bonus challenges that are even more than just like the usual secrets that can be a little bit tricky to get through. But again, if you've played or experienced any 2D platforming in the past 10 years, then that should be more than enough to handle the platforming side of A Void Hope. Really enjoyed the music and the aesthetics as well. They're going for, again, like that 80s synth horror style. And the story itself was interesting. If there are any issues with this one, it can be on the slower side. If you're hoping for any kind of escalation or additional tech or elements introduced, you're not going to find that with A Void Hope. It kind of stays the course from beginning to end, telling a very interesting, engaging story nonetheless. And with that, we're going to wrap up this double review here. Two, again, very different takes on 2D platforming. One for the puzzling fans in the audience, and one for the story-driven fans. So you did play these games, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Both games were played with press keys provided by the developers. Let me know your games for a future video, stream, or whatever. Please reach out. And with that said, have a great rest of your night. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to do the YouTubing stuff people tell you to do. If you're interested in more of my thoughts on design, check out my books wherever they are sold. Visit our Discord and Patreon, and come back for daily discussions on game design here, and on game wisdom, where you some of the art and science of games.